Hello, my name is Michelle, and today we're going to be creating this adorable first day of school chalkboard that you can use some liquid chalk markers to fill out and erase from year to year for your kids. So let me angle you guys down so that you guys can follow along as we create this first day of school chalkboard with some adhesive vinyl. Let's get started. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use your cutting machine to cut out your design, and you can use either a silhouette or a Cricut. After you've cut your design out, you're going to remove your adhesive vinyl off of your cutting mat. I'm just going to kind of peel it off there and then place my cutting mat over to the side. And now I'm going to trim off any extra vinyl that I have. So I'm a big saver of scraps, so I want to just kind of trim around my design here. That this is vinyl that I can save for another use. So I'm just going to kind of trim that down. You want to make sure that you get close to your design but don't actually clip it off. And then I'm going to place this vinyl over to the side so that I can save for next time. And now I'm going to go in and weed out my design, which basically just means I'm going to take off all the vinyl that I don't want to be on my chalkboard. So I'm going to weed this now. Now, because this is adhesive vinyl, it's extremely sticky. So you want to be really careful as you're weeding out the design that it doesn't get stuck to itself. And see how you have all these little bitty dots here? You want to be really careful that those dots don't get stuck in the extra part that you're weeding off. So you kind of want to go slowly and just make sure all of those are picked up. And if for some reason they don't, you can just use your little tool here and push them through on the other side and just gently make sure that they don't pop up with you. There we go. Okay, so I've weeded the major parts, and now I need to go in and I need to weed out all these little bitty parts, which is what I'm going to do next. Once I have everything totally weeded out, now it's time for me to apply it to my chalkboard. So before you, here's what my chalkboard is going to look like. Now, before you actually apply it to your chalkboard, you're going to want to make sure that you've cleaned off your chalkboard with some rubbing alcohol. So let me do that real quick. And then I want to wait for it to dry 100% before I'm able to apply the vinyl. Now, with the rubbing alcohol, it usually dries pretty fast, but I'm going to put that over here to the side while I apply my transfer tape and wait for that to dry. So for this particular design, because I want to make sure that it is centered on my board, I'm going to be using some clear transfer tape. So if your design happens to be rolling up at all, what I'm going to recommend that you do is just take a little tiny piece of tape, and you can tape your design totally flat to your surface. And then that way you don't have to worry about it rolling up on you or getting stuck or anything like that. So just take a little piece of tape, tape it flat. I just used a little bit of washi tape because you want it to be removable. And then now I'm going to take my piece of clear transfer tape and just apply it directly to my design. I'm just going to smooth it on there all the way across. Flatten it out and then trim off any extra. Again, I want to smooth it one more time. And then I'm going to peel it up. I can remove these pieces of tape now. And you can take a credit card or you can take one of these applicators, a scraper, anything like that, just to make sure that it's your vinyl has adhered well to your transfer tape. And then I'm going to peel up the backing off of my design, ensuring that my design has stuck to my to my transfer tape. So that's what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to gently peel it up And you want to go kind of slowly just to make sure that there's no stray little dots or anything that get left on your sheet. So now that I have my design completely transferred onto my transfer sheet, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to apply it to my chalkboard. And I'm using totally clear transfer tape just because it really helps me to be able to see exactly where I want this to go. And I'm just going to place it right there in the middle. And then I'm going to use that same scraper tool and I'm just going to press it down, going from the middle out. I want to make sure it's on there really, really well. And then I'm going to slowly peel off my transfer tape, leaving the vinyl. And there we go. We've got a cute little first day of school sign. And at this point, if I want, I can go in and I can add in, using these chalk markers, and add in all the information. I can choose a color if I want. And add to my sign. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see your first day of school signs. See you next time.